Hello there, thanks a lot for coming by PosterCentral.com's video blog today. I'm Pete Howard, and here we've got the Grateful Dead with a really fun, different kind of poster, psychedelic poster of course, for their first visit to New York City in the summer, or I should say late spring, of 1967. Look at this purple and orange, isn't this fun? I just really like it. I think it's really a sweet design. We're talking Monday, June 12th of 1967, the final date of their Big Apple jaunt, which lasted something like, I'm guessing, 9 days, I think. They had played the Cafe A Go-Go and done some, one-off gigs like Central Park and this and so forth. And, it was less than a week to go until Monterey Pop happened back home on the West Coast. So the Dead were out here getting exposed for the first time to the East Coast hipster scene on a live level. And, by all accounts had a lot of fun with this swing, and certainly made a lot of new fans, I should say. So it's a really fun, purple and orange psychedelic concert poster that measures roughly 20 by 26 inches. And as you can see, it's framed and matted with the same fun theme of purple and orange. And the whole thing really pops on a wall. And so what you've got here is you've got the group image presents, which, that's the first thing I questioned, was that a promoter or whatever? Well, it turns out the group image is sort of like the Family Dog back on the West Coast. They were a hippie collective, if you will, in the Big Apple, and they consisted of a rock band and a light show and a production company, so they sort of served as promoter and some of the talent on stage. And that also accounts for some of the funny wording. If you go down in this, you can see, you scratch your head the first time you see it. Quoting directly, it says, the group image presents, the Grateful Dead presents, the group image presents. And by the time the third presents, you realize they're using it just as a buffer word. But the first two made sense because the top group image is the promoter and the second group image mentioned is the band. But then you've got the Cheetah mentioned finally at 53rd and Broadway. And boy, was the Cheetah a happening, wild, fun place. Holy cats, a really white-hot disco earlier in '66, and it was quickly morphing into just a gathering spot for, all the new scenes that were going down. It held 2,000 people for a performance like this, and it was a multimedia sensory overload mega club, I guess you'd call it. Besides the stage and dancing and everything, it had a library and had a movie room. And there was a color TV you could watch, which was rather unusual in the mid-'60s. Weren't a lot of color TVs out there. It really reminds me of the kind of setting that Andy Warhol would love with his plastic exploding inevitable, or even an acid test type setting. It sounded like a perfect place for it, but of course the acid tests never went east. Warhol was there to take care of things on that coast. But Hendrix had played there the previous year in 1966 as a member of Curtis Knight and the Squires, when he was just a guitarist for another band. And the Velvet Underground had played here a couple of months prior. I think it was in April of 1967. So, it was definitely a hot spot for happening hipsters, you could say, without question. And that's all the more reason, actually, for me to believe a good friend of mine, a serious poster collector who did some research and believes that the factory, Andy Warhol's outfit, actually did this advertising poster. And just about everything about it, I'm sure my friend realized that as well, just fits right in with that, so I would not be the least bit surprised. So continuing down now with the wording here, just taking the rest of the poster, it does say, for the benefit of their community. Well, I imagine that's the group image community. I haven't, seen anything in any other reference materials, and there's tons with the Grateful Dead about this being a charity show. Then it says Monday, June 12, 8 p.m., just getting the standard stuff out of the way, lights by Third World and Pablo. And then it does say the last two words there in pretty big letters, all come. A very simple message. So, 9 days before the Summer of Love started back home on the West Coast in San Francisco, the Dead were closing out their first New York City visit with this gig at the Cheetah, and then they soon thereafter headed back home to take on the Summer of Love and the Monterey Pop Festival. So, really fun poster. I like it more than the Cafe A Go-Go poster, which they played several nights while in New York. That one has their photograph on it, but this one I just really like the purple and orange artwork, and it's just different. It's psych, but it's different. And the backdrop there of foliage or whatever, the flowery stuff, whatever. It's just a sweet poster. I really like it. So, hope you did too. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks a lot for stopping by, and we'll see you for something else again pretty soon. Okay, bye-bye.